What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. It's BB here with BB Electra Tarot, and I'm here to do an energy update for the collective. I hope this message finds you well today. I've already blessed and pre-shuffled these two decks, which the first one threw me, and then the other one is the Asa Gypsy deck, and so I have cut them, and I'm gonna pull from these two decks first, and then I've got some oracles laid out. But while I was getting ready, I was getting my area ready and stuff, I didn't see anything. Like I looked at this one spot like several times. I kept wondering, what is that? Well, when I was about to start recording, I went and actually looked at what it was, and it was cards that blew out of my deck, I guess, last night and landed in the grass, and there was 3 of them, and I'd already been called to do 3 cards, like pull 3 cards from each deck. So I did set these aside. I think there's a message in it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do my reading and then just see where I feel guided to fit it in. But as always, I'm gonna start by saying thank you for being here. I hope that you take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else. Anything that doesn't, like sit well with you, if you're having to scratch your head and wonder if it's for you, it's not for you. You'll know if it's for you. And I do pray before I, do any readings for people for their highest good. So I'm going to start by saying a little quick prayer. So, God, Holy Spirit, angels, ancestors, and higher beings of love and light only, please show me what I need to know and what I need to see for the highest good for the collective of people who find themselves here today. Please bless them, bless me during this reading, protect our energy. No evil eye allowed, return to sender with love and light. And we thank you in advance for these messages. Please send Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Uriel, Sandoval, Metatron, and Saint Anthony and Christopher to help me with this message today. And also just thank you in advance, and we appreciate everything you do for us on the daily. We couldn't do without you. In your name I pray, amen. So I'm going to start with Rumi, and Rumi's always a really good way to find like an overall arching theme, and it's always got a good lesson that we learn in the guidebook. So let me just get myself situated here. All right, let's see what we get. I'm going to shuffle it one more time though before I start. Show me, Holy Spirit, God, Holy Spirit, angels and ancestors, for the highest good of people who find themselves here today. Letting it jump. There's 2. We want 1. Use 1. There it is. Alright, so we've got the impossible made possible, number 9. You might be seeing 999, or you might be feeling like something is impossible right now that you're dreaming of, but you're headed straight for that desire of yours. The universe wants to help you. You deserve like the best is what I'm hearing, and as long as you believe in yourself, like I always say, believing in yourself is so important. You can't love anybody else if you don't love yourself. But also keep your thoughts and intentions pure towards people. Always be loving and like kind, and like it says in the Bible, I think no one, or how does it go? Well, I mean, there's all kinds of verses, but there is that one that's love is patient, love is kind, it is never rude, it is never proud. I believe it's 1 Corinthians 4:13 maybe. I'd have to check that, but you know which one I'm talking about. But go ahead and look that up today, and just, if you're having issues in life, you can, love is everything. Love is what keeps the world going around, and I'm hearing that reflect on the way you love others, and don't be so quick to anger, be slow to speak, and also just be grateful for all the good you have. There's a lot of people that have a lot worse, so gratitude is still coming up as being an important part of our destiny and our abundance. And it's funny because what I got from the cards that came out and flew into the grass, and now I'm being called to tell you what they mean, is the Lovers. It's a choice. What's standing in between you and your abundance, is something about being inflexible. Okay, so we're going to get into that. I'm going to read the meanings of that more later, but I just want you to see how this is kind of coming together, and it's pretty cool. Also, let me just see if there's any numbers I see here. You might be seeing 8s too, 8s and 9s. Okay, so let's see what I got to here. We got the 10 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, and the Strength card. Okay, let's see what comes out. Oh, on top is the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, Holy Spirit, tell me what I need to know. 3 cards for this deck. The World. We're just talking about the World. The World, the Prince of Pentacles. Let me just see. And the Queen. Okay, so the World, it says, I'm going to read the guidebook on this one. This is one of my first decks, but I haven't used it too much, but I'm going to show you. The World came out. This card, see? And it says the astrological associations are Leo, Aquarius, Jupiter, and Scorpio. And I know that right now Jupiter's stationed in, gosh, what is it? Is it Pluto? I don't remember, but that's bringing a lot of luck. Like, you can look at where Jupiter is at right now and see if you have that placement, like in your chart, see if that means anything. It's always interesting to look that up. I'm pretty familiar with astrology, but it's something it's a constant learning process, so I'm not super well versed on all of the transits right now. But anyhow, it says the traditional meaning is attainment of the mysteries, initiation, reaching finalization, goals accomplished, rebirth, transcendence, public recognition, mastering skills, graduation, travel, making it to the end of a journey, success, accomplishment, spiritual attainment, and rewards. But the Osset Gypsy, it says this is what the person who created this deck, this is their meaning for the card. So achievement in long-term challenges and goals, purification, arriving on the scene, receiving due accolades for a job well done, obtaining esoteric knowledge and using it wisely, end of a chapter, the step before starting all over, divine and public acknowledgement. Story plot says our hero, his mission, completes his mission, surviving trials and tribulations, then overcoming stacked odds both spiritually and physically. He arrives to public recognition. Emerging from his tent, he is greeted by the gods and crowds, exhibiting the signs of attainment received for such an arduous but worthwhile journey. Like those before him and those yet to come, carrying the lotus wand of spiritual awareness and the double wicked candle of esoteric and exoteric wisdom, wearing the pure white sash of Isis, revealing his initiation into the divine mysteries and surrounded by the laurel wreaths of victory and success. He's proven himself worthy to play the role between the spiritual and the material worlds, and to utilize the metaphysical knowledge and skills to the public on their behalf. So our story ends, or does it just begin? The adventure goes on. It's crazy because that's kind of been me in the recent past, and this is a collective reading, so maybe a lot of you will resonate with this, but like I didn't always, I didn't ever think I would do tarot. That was the last thing I thought I would ever do. I used to think it was really bad, and I was taught, by a certain religion that you don't do that. But when I had my near-death experience and I was heading towards the light and stuff, God and I had some kind of unspoken conversation, and he wanted me to go pick up a tarot book or something, and I was like, no, I don't think so. And I got the message that you have to send light into the dark places. I can't just be, the dark tries to come and infect the light, and we have to infect the dark with the light. So don't be afraid if you have an unusual calling. Everything you do in this life is based off of your intentions, and intentions is everything. That's all. If you want to make a relationship work with your lover or your mom or your dad or sister, if you intend to do it, you will do it if your heart's in the right place. You can do anything you set your mind to if you believe and you have a spirit of just a spirit of joy and of resilience and of faith, knowing that with God all things are possible, you know. So I feel like you're coming into a whole new world right now, and it's going to be a lot. The things of the past where you were sad is over. You're going to feel strong and brave is what I get, and you're going to do it. You're going to soar like the eagle does. So Prince of, hold on one second. Let me get to it, but where are we at? What are we talking about? Hold on one second. I'm not familiar with this deck exactly yet. I haven't used it too much. Yeah. Here. So this is actually the Prince of Wands, and it's fire energy, and it says preteen or child with competing nature. Discipline with a mix of love is important. Athletes, sportsmanship, and camaraderie are encouraged. Natural leaders do what they want despite warnings. This is talking to me about my daughter right now. It could be anything for you. It could be a person, like a family member, a child, a friend. They do what they want. You really need to like get control of that situation. This is just some advice for now, I think. I wasn't really expecting children to come up and stuff, but if you have kids or somebody looking up to you, but they're always defiant towards you, or just even a friend that fights with you all the time, finding a way to balance you know, challenging them on what they say or do and giving them love. Like, make sure you're not doing one more than the other. Balance that out and you'll see better results is what I think. So like, if it's a friend and they come over and they're negative and you just call them out and y'all fight and you don't, I call it a ish sandwich. So if you correct somebody and you squeeze it in between two compliments, you put the ish that they don't want to hear in the middle, it will usually be well received better than if you just like straight up call them out and then they leave mad and you don't say anything or whatever, however it goes down. But people will hear advice better if you compliment them, give them the advice, and then compliment them again on something that they're good at. So maybe that's a message for not just myself but everybody that finds this message. If you're wanting people to learn something, find a way to critique them in between complimenting them. Feels very important. It works for me. So praise and recognition are not utilized often enough to inspire better work habits in places. So maybe somebody needs to hear that about, maybe if you're a boss and your employees need to work harder, maybe try complimenting them before you give them a task to do, or a correction about what they're doing wrong or something like that, and then compliment them again on something else they do good for you. It matters to people. It really does. And it breeds a loyalty sort of energy into your relationship with them, be it professional or, you know, personal. So that's what I'm getting off of that. And then I've got the Queen of Pentacles, Wands. I keep saying Pentacles. These are Wands, but maybe there's a meaning with that. That's Earth energy, Pentacles, but the Wands is fire. So I got the Queen of Wands too. And it says Sun and Leo. Stylish and fashionable, independent woman who can provide for herself. Truth and honesty come first. Work is play and isn't afraid of hard work. Prefers company of men over women. Falls in love with whom she should not have. Okay, so what I'm getting is that I'm supposed to talk to you about like the new world that you're coming into, this new place and space and time that you're wanting to be in abundance is going to come from you choosing people who are good for you and not like the pleasures of, like, I'm looking at these snakes right now. The new world doesn't involve like being tempted by a person who doesn't choose you. You want a stable connection, right? So if you're out there and you're having relationship problems and you've had the same ones over and over again, you need to look at what it was that you struggled with in that relationship. And if you find somebody and they exhibit signs that they are also that way, like it was in the past, maybe it's time to make a new decision to move a different direction, because the only way we're going to do better when we know better is if we actually do better. So you can't keep going into the same type of situation expecting a different outcome. That's the definition of insanity, right? So don't be a prince, be a queen who knows her worth. That's where you'll get your abundance. And it says on this card, it says, you or the person involved are set in ways that are impending growth, which is just what I was saying. Be open-minded and see other person's point of view to expand your perspective in a healthily. Oftentimes, being too rigid masks the problem that causes imbalance and unrest. Flexibility is needed to create flow. So in order to create flow, we have to make the change. It says change right here. Make the change. Make a choice to make a change, and then you'll have abundance and security. It says money is energy like anything else. You want it to flow and not feel trapped. Trusting that the universe will take care of you gives off the energy of abundance and expectancy in every dollar you receive. Know that you are supported and the money will flow. So just knowing that you deserve it, like I said, Queen of Wands, she's confident, she knows what she's worth. That's what you're going to be coming into, whether you're male or female, okay? She is, it's he, she, whatever. I'm not saying, I'm just saying you could be a male or female. It's just saying that you are in your confident energy. Don't be that. See, a page is oftentimes very immature, right? And it says inflexible underneath it. So if you're inflexible to look at yourself in the mirror and realize where you're messing up, and you don't want to fix anything, and you're always like blaming everybody else for all your problems, you're not taking responsibility. That maybe if you notice a pattern sometimes with people, you have to kind of stop and wonder what the common denominator is. And sometimes it's us, sometimes it's them. I mean, I'm not saying, if you found this channel, I know you have a good heart, and if you're here for this message and you're resonating with it, then you don't have bad intentions. However, there are times we can make sure that we're not being negligent to rid ourselves of our toxic patterns. We have to do better when we know better, right? So a lot of that is the message today I'm getting is, if the impossible, it's not impossible. It's definitely possible. It is. But it all starts with you. Like, what are you going to do today to choose to let go of some inflexible, something you're not willing to bend on, you need to bend on. Like, maybe it's a perspective, or, there's a saying that says, let somebody show you who they are and believe them the first time. But there's also, and that's by Maya Angelou, but there's also the opposite of that. If somebody comes in and they haven't been awful to you, you can't jam them up and hurt their feelings all the time just because somebody in the past let you down, and something that they're doing is triggering your wounds, and they may not even done anything wrong. They didn't know they said the word, Tuesday or something. Tuesday they were going to do this or that, and well, little did they know on Tuesday that's when their ex-husband would go cheat on them, or girlfriend, or whatever. So they said they want to do something on Tuesday. Next thing you know, you're flying off the handle at them for something that's just like a trigger from your past. Like, you can't punish people for what other people are doing to you in the past. So you have to let all of that go. And if you haven't, then you shouldn't be getting into a new relationship, because nobody deserves to pay for what Peter borrowed from Paul. Like, unless the only person that needs to pay that is Peter. He borrowed it, not you. So you get what I'm saying. If you're doing that, please stop, because that was hurtful. Otherwise, if it's being done to you, you need to set better boundaries. So that's what I'm getting on that. Okay, I don't know if there's anything else I need to know, but it looks like there is. The high priestess doesn't say much. Her eyes are kind. You know, she's a critical thinker. She is a mystic. She hears and sees everything, but she doesn't say it all. She's kind of an observer. She might be funny and silly and you know, I'm not saying she doesn't ever talk or anything. She might be a fun, silly person, but she holds her truths close to her heart. And you've really been working on your wish fulfillment lately, and I think it's coming because you have the star card come out at the bottom. We've got some air energy and some water energy, and mostly Pisces is the high priestess in Cancer, and then we've got some earth energy with the pentacles, and then air with the star Aquarius and Leo. So anyway, I do think that good is coming your way, and I think you're going to see it very soon. If you do the work to look deep down and see what it is that you're holding on to that's not fair to punish other people for, or something like that. When you're more great, like when you show grace to other people, and when your soul is resilient, and if you end one thing, whether it's a job or a relationship, friendship, you can't take the wounds you got there into a new job, relationship thing. You have to really, really, really let it go, or otherwise you're gonna be triggered at some point in time, or or maybe you're not. But if you find yourself blowing up at people, maybe it's time to think about that a little bit. That's what I'm getting. Because the only thing that blocks our blessings is the negative things that we do every day. We all have a choice, right? To do good every day. And I keep hearing that when you know better, you do better, right? When you get 3 cards, Holy Spirit, from this deck, what is it? What are we talking about? I kind of think. Okay, yep. You're being guided into this new way forward by your spirit team. Like you're getting guidance from God. Okay, so we got better boundaries on bottom, and on top we have passion ignited. So what did I say earlier? Maybe it's better boundaries that we need. You know, if you're not the one that's reacting negatively and being triggered by the past, but you're putting up with that from other people doing it to you, it's time to set better boundaries. I'm gonna go ahead and read that because I feel guided to. Creating boundaries requires self-love and discipline. It's not about you shutting people out or being unkind. It's about you telling them you care enough about yourself to create boundaries that are for your highest good. Clear communication is needed to keep your boundaries intact. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory, and it goes along with what we were saying. But it says your spirit guides and guardians are here to assist you and to help you evolve into your authentic self. The time is now to see yourself as God sees you. God and your spirit team ask you to remove all limiting thoughts and open yourself up to them. Meditation and asking for signs are a great way to deepen your connection. So you can do that. You can ask for signs. You can go out and meditate. When you're praying and making time just designated to God and getting guidance and stuff, He's going to give it to you. So the next card that came out was Soul Family Strength. Finding your soul family is a blessing that reaps many benefits. You're being asked to reach out and explore to find your soul connections. They will feel familiar, safe, and trusted when you meet them. Set out your intention to connect with your soul family and see who comes your way. So when you stop hanging on to the flexible things of the past, and you're really trying to become strong, to become abundant, like to make your life better. You want to be a good person. You're on the up and up. You have good intentions. Your soul family is going to be right there with, they're going to come in, and God's going to guide you to them. That spirit guidance. The last card that came out, it came out in reverse. It was denial and deception. So it came out in reverse because when you're not in denial anymore, just like this flexible thing, when you're not in denial anymore, that's when your abundance comes in. And that's what I said earlier. It said there is a situation that you're refusing to see clearly. Living in denial can create a false scenario to see things that are not accurate. Have the courage and discernment to dig deep into the truth of the situation. So I was just talking about that. When we get into a new job and or a new friendship or a new whatever, you cannot bring the past with you. Um, it is going to jam you up for sure. You're going to punish people for things that they are not doing because you didn't take the time to work on you. Love yourself enough and love others enough to do that work. If you still feel angry when you think about your ex, Jim Bob, Bob, whatever his name is, or Sally Sue, whatever, then you need to meditate. If it still ruffles your feathers, then you got some problems to work on still. And that's not me being mean. That's just honesty. If you have hate in your heart, you gotta let it out. Like you can't not hold that stuff in. It's definitely gonna cause your future interactions to be tainted in some way, shape, or form. And when we have things that are tainting, what's going on in our life, we're not our most abundant self. So if you really want abundance, like I think we all want here, we want good things, make sure you're just reflecting and being totally honest with yourself. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sit there and think of what it is today that it is keeping me from being totally abundant in all ways. Like I'm on the right path, yeah, sure, but we always have to do work. There's not one day in our life where we're not going to have to look at ourselves in the mirror and check in and make sure that we are living right, or like treating people right. Intention is everything, and it's going to be a lifelong growth process where there's days we're going to mess up and there's days we're going to do really well, and hopefully they're the good days where we're kind to people outweighs the bad, but we're not going to be perfect. But the path to abundance is always just trying to put your best foot forward. So I just want to mention that. Also, I'm going to read that Rumi at the very end that I pulled in the beginning, but the meaning from the guidebook. But I do want to get one more card from this other deck. So let's see. Fruits of Liver, Star Power, and Expression. Holy Spirit, thank you. Authority. Take on the role of leader and everyone will respect you. Be self-confident. So yeah, that's basically just confirming taking control of your life and being the authority and knowing your worth and knowing you're supported and knowing, a good leader knows that they need to make changes sometimes in order to bring a better outcome, right? What's on top was mind power, and it says use your intelligence, analyze data logically, and think rationally about emotions. Lead with your mind, but never forget your heart. On the bottom we have success, and it says choosing the right direction and actively overcoming difficulties. You are on the right track. And I think I said that earlier. I was talking about me. I'm on the right track, just like you all are. But we always have to reflect on what it is that we need to work on. And in the outcome we have abundance, and look at the trophy on this success card. It's really cool with the heart over it. It's like the cups, almost in a way, is reminding me of that. But I'm about to read this, The Impossible Made Possible. So I feel like that's so cool. And let me see if there's anything else I see as far as numbers go. 21. I'm getting 10s, and I also started this reading right at 10:10, by the way, this morning, so that was cool. But yeah, I feel like you're definitely going to be looking at yourself a lot to see if there's anything like that you're being inflexible out. And as long as you do look at it, and if you think of something that you could change, work on it. And we always have something to work on. So if you don't find something, then you need to do twice as much work, because we can all find something we could be doing that would make us a better person. So just get creative with it, I guess, you know. And so the Rumi, and sometimes I'm silly in my messages, but today I'm feeling like just a real peaceful, like mellow, just a mellow vibe, you know. And that's good sometimes. Gotta mix it up a little bit. Okay, the impossible made possible. Number 9. It says, the love brings the sea into boiling and turns the mountain into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shudders the earth with its magnitude. Rumi. She spins, this great earth goddess, upon invisible strings amongst the wildly pulsating ballet of life. Stars are born, live and die all around her. Life moves in constant flux, and still she spins on her great loving constant Perot. How can this be? All of creation is born from nothing. Out of endless silence and darkness, light emerged. What strange magic is that? The sun heats the solar system and burns with the power to destroy life, yet is a force by which life is sustained. Surely this makes no sense and cannot be. Question mark. We dance in the realm of the impossible made possible constantly, you and I. We are so engrossed in it, so familiar with it, and yet so blind to it, that these constant impossibilities happening in every moment we fail to see and let them inspire us. It says yet what your biggest, boldest, most extraordinary impossible dreams compared to the great impossibility of life itself. Ah, they are but tiny seeds in the Creator's masterful hands, being now planted in the heavenly garden. Yes, they are being planted right now, for the moon tells us that the time is right. Most tenderly shall they be watched over, nurtured into fullness according to the season. Yes, the growth is assured, and the impossible is now made possible. So that's a message for you. Let me tell you what that means. It says, wow, and this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. We only limit what we believe to be possible by our lack of imagination. The divine has resources to all that is and that is yet to be. Is there any limit to the resources of the heavens? No. So then, why has not every impossible dream now been rendered possible? Indeed manifest every impossible dream now rendered possible. Wait, no. Indeed manifest, I'm sorry, I don't have my reading glasses on. I might need them. I'm getting older. Indeed manifest in shining glory upon the earth. The human heart knows everything envisioned can manifest according to divine timing and grace. And I was talking about grace earlier too. Also, about that Bible verse, you know. Sorry, one moment. Hey, Dan, it's okay. Give me one moment while these cars go by. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, let me just start that last part over. So, the human heart knows everything envisioned can manifest according to divine timing and grace. Yet the mind does quake with fear, so much so that it will not listen to the heart at times. And I've been talking about the mind and heart balance, like, to a lot of people. I think I've said it in one of my videos here before, but having your heart and mind in balance is so powerful for making good, wise choices for yourself. So try to take time to make time for you to go outside and get quiet with no electronics on and just connect to God and just sit there and be thankful and let His light restore your soul. You know, He wants to give you the waters, you know, of healing that you need. Everybody needs a reset. We all go through a lot in this world. Dan, it's okay. Dan. So that fear is, Dan, no. It's okay. It's okay. That fear is a childlike nightmare that should, that you should offer yourself up to the sacred, loving power of the great Creator, who is God. You might be found to be lacking. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies. Dan, please. Come here. Dan. It's okay. Come here. Come on. Leave him alone. He's fine. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies of that profound rejection and then avoids confronting it directly at all costs. It creates barriers instead, truly nothing more than lines in the sand, yet believed to be forts. So fear is false evidence appearing real. I've said that before. What did I say earlier? The only thing holding you back from, your abundance is this one thing that you're not willing to let go of. And it's something that it triggers fear in you because of something that's happened to you in the past, probably. It creates a barrier in between you and your abundance. So it says, what strongholds can resist love? It is like water. It seeps. That's weird. I was just saying that about the sun, sitting in the sun and it being like water for your soul. I didn't even know it said this. It is like water. It seeps into every available space and changes form to survive in every environmental condition. With unfailing intelligence, it creates life, from steam to ice, rainfall, the river and ocean, rain descending into snowflakes, snow capping the peak, expressing itself with beauty and genius. It nestles under the earth and rises to the sky, only to return to the earth again. It will erode blockages and prevail no matter how long that process takes. It carves the earth into shape and form. Where it is, there is life. Such is the adaptable intelligence and persistence of water, just as it is the power of love. I could cry right now because I read that Bible verse about love is patient, love is kind. Really look up that Bible verse because it tells you, exactly what love is in that verse. So, it says, now you're guided by this loving power to drop the doubt, shed the incredulity, and open up the mind. Allow your imagination to be inspired as though you're a child in a great garden, hearing the breath of the earth in the wind-whipped leaves. And Dan is in the leaves right now. I'm going to cry just because of the synchronicities are so beautiful. But the universe wants something to happen for you, something beautiful, something utterly improbable, and something perfect for your path. Your own unique divine destiny. Your mind will wonder if it is even possible. People around you may wonder the same thing. But your heart will burn for it to become real, to become more than a fantastic, improbable dream. I'm sorry I'm crying. I'll always do this. You'll want it with all your soul. You may not even be consciously aware yet what this great desire is. But your heart knows it. It holds a secret knowledge and will unveil it when your mind can handle it. When your heart is much more powerful than your mind, you won't unintentionally block the incredible grace of manifestation seeking to pour into your thirsty, like the sweetest, purest waters of blessings. Thirsty soul, like the sweetest, purest waters of blessing. Wow. When your heart is much more powerful than your mind, you won't. So, and that's crazy because I was just talking about them being in balance. But you always, I should have said this, lead with your heart first, because your heart knows the way, right? And we all know that, but when your heart is all you have and your mind is in balance, that's a whole other thing. It can really drag you down. So you want them to be nurtured. Nurture your mind, nurture your heart, but always make decisions from your heart, the important ones. And if you have I'm hearing that song, if you get the choice to set it out or dance. Like, let what inspires you lead the way. God doesn't give you things that you truly desire and long for no reason. There's a reason for it, and I want you all to take this seriously and go out today and figure out what it is that you want, what it is that you love, and what it is that you're being inflexible on giving up, okay? And I don't know why I'm getting so emotional about this, but it's a beautiful reading. If you like this reading, please like, comment, and subscribe, or share. I hope that you find yourself blessed. I pray God brings you all the desires of your heart, and I hope that you just have the best day ever. And thank you for coming by. I love you guys. Peace.